what liars and lunatics do, and they've conditioned themselves biologically and psychologically over tens of thousands of years. Uh, Valhalla, Thor, the Scorpion King, all that bullshit, right? Liar, lunatic, or Lord. Hypocrite, heathen, or Lord. Okay. And you choose to believe lies that are crazy and then act in a crazy manner because you believe the liars and completely ignore the Lord. And then you do it every time. They did this with Jesus. They did it with Muhammad. You're not like the one from the past. He was better than you. Okay. Now, what the Catholics and the people who call themselves Muslims did was make Jesus the epicenter, Muhammad the restorer of the truth, and then they pretend to quarrel to agree to plunder. Okay, what my dad always says, they pretend to quarrel to agree to plunder. But I remember seeing a imam on TV, well, we believe in all the miracles of the Bible. Yeah, they believe in all the bullshit. But the truth, they argue about the truth. Okay. So liars get lunatics fighting so they can manipulate them and feel powerful. The Lord, guys, there is a man, two men, one man from Arabia. He was considered a functional illiterate, okay? He was good at doing math. He worked with merchants, but he did not read or write, okay? But he understood stories and mathematics and explain stories and truth and explain where someone's lying, okay? Better than people that could read. So you got that Bayer guy that was in the Supreme Court. You read all these briefs, and then you have to make these earth-shattering decisions, right? Money's not real. And he read how many pieces of paper about people murdering over money and how to administer the rules of murdering over money. And he thinks he's an important person. And he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest. Not even Thurgood Marshall, okay, was intelligent enough to go, Gospels, kill over money. Damn, right? He might have been intelligent enough. He just might not have had the courage to get up and say anything about it. Not a lot of people do. People are afraid of being murdered and dying and then being turned into mythology and then have to carry the weight of billions of people praying for mythology to the truth. You have a guy, his spirit is consistent. And every time there's a body for the soul for this man, he has to steal the stories about the ones that came before him that are based on lie for lunatics to manipulate us. And then he goes, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and he corrects them. Okay. Joseph Smith was considered a functional illiterate. He had to speak the stories from his mind and correct the lie with the truth. And other people wrote it down, and then other people turned it into lies. Same thing. Jews, Christians, and infidels have changed the written word in order to serve self and not serve faith in the glory of God, and will continue to do so. It's the beginning of every surah in the Holy Quran. And he said in Hadith, okay, the practice of the prophet, the living of the prophet, what he did, and what the Muhammad brothers said yesterday from their mother in that parking lot was to me in spirit, okay? Because this woman knows the Lord, okay? Do what he did, don't do what they say. Do what he did, don't do what they say. Do what he did, don't do what they say. Do what he did, don't do what they say. How many times they all say, he did this, okay? And they don't do it, and then they keep saying, he did this, and they don't do it, and they keep saying, he did this, and they don't do it, and they keep saying, okay? They pretend to quarrel to plunder. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so you guys got to understand this, okay, that Earl, the son of Ralph and Mary in the book of Revelation, I've told you the stories, and I've corrected all the lie. There'll be no stars in the sky. Go cruising on Central and Phoenix on a Friday night, on a clear night, and tell me how many stars you can see. Okay, it freaks John out. John is a molecular similitude of me. We share memories. We have the same spirit. Me and the Father are one. John's sitting there going, he's trying to talk to me, and he's, where are you? What are you doing? We're cruising for pretty girls, looking for pretty girls. Oh, teenage, yeah. Okay, I understand. I was a teenager too. We're talking to a professional basketball player about his muscle cars. What's a muscle car? It's really difficult, right? John is writing the book of Revelation, and he's talking to me. Okay. I'm watching Scooby-Doo. I'm watching Tarzan. I'm watching Star Trek. He's watching, painted pictures move and talk. Him say, you in heap big trouble. Whoopie doopie, you am genius. When Polly's in trouble, I am not slow. It's hip, 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 and away I go. Inside of the secret compartment I feel with this underdog super energy pill. And he's sitting there wondering, how the hell, can this kid sit there for 3 hours a day watching these moving, talking pictures? Have moving, talking pictures turned into reality? This is very confusing in a cave in North Africa, paying to the future. When will all the hell stop, and when will the Lord's Prayer begin? Okay, can you imagine being Moses trying to ask the future for help and getting zoinks, like, let's get out of here, Scoob. Rookie raggy. Okay. And then some of the stuff looks real. Is this really happening? Nichelle Nichols, there are lots of girls that look like Nichelle Nichols nowadays. I got like 50 of them in my group here exiting Egypt. What's your point, you little horn dog? What's the deal with the guy with the ears thing, with the eyebrows thing? It's theater. It's theater. It's good theater. Sells lots of cars. What's a car? Right? Diverse beasts. Book of Daniel. What's a car? Cars and tanks and trucks and motorcycles and Humvees and SUVs and, do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So a lot of this stuff, the flying in the belly of the bird in the Holy Quran, what's that? I'm leaving on a jet plane, don't know when I'll be back again. Try to describe that in words if you are not in the 20th century, writing it down in a cave in North Africa, 70 years after, Jesus Christ was crucified. Come on, triple dog dare you. I'm going to skip the regular playground etiquette. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. I want you to understand relativity. And when someone is getting prophecy from someone in the 20th and 21st century, and he writes it down, how does he explain it to people in his time? Trains and boats and planes. He's flying in the belly of the bird. These people are crazy. No, yeah, you are. You will fly in the belly of the bird. You will go to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and you will mass murder my aunt and her daughters and her people. My aunt and her daughters weren't in the epicenter. They died from cancer because there was so much stress and toxins in the environment after the original exposure that it never ceased. So the cancer cells took mercy on the body and shut it down because they said it's not going to get any better. In fact, it's getting worse. Why? Because they need to sell more cars. If you want a car or truck, go see Cal. If you want a car or truck, how's your pal? How's your pal? Name that kid Tea Cake, right? And all the stuff they believe in isn't viable. It's not feasible. Star Wars isn't ecologically viable and feasible for humans to coexist with robotics or data or 7 of 9, right? Asimov, 2035, Lake Michigan dried up, we'd all be dead, right? We need that water to live more than Bernadette, right? If Bernadette don't have water, Bernadette gonna die, right? And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown rings me round a yet to find. I'm not the man. So liars, lunatics, and lords manipulate the masses to keep them stupid, to feel powerful, to have access to your bedroom, to her bedroom, to his bedroom. Okay? I'm a hot girl and I want him. You know how manipulative girls are when they want somebody and you don't want them because that bitches be crazy? Cereal. Okay. It happens, yo. What in the case that the man is more attractive than the woman? And attractive is what we do. And trust me, there's not a celebrity woman in the world that is nearly as attractive as me. And at this time, attractive enough to sustain an affectionate, loving, truthful, faithful relationship. There is not a celebrity woman on the planet, be she from Egypt, China, Singapore, Japan, South America, North America, Central America, Canada, Alaska, New Zealand, and down under. Okay, there is not a celebrity woman on the planet that is desirable enough, attractive enough to be anything like Melinda Michelle Bowen. And we all know that, and we show that, and we flow that, right? Now, if I'm going to have romantic sexual intimacy and healing while the planet heals, okay, it's going to have to be of a woman that is like me, not David Rockefeller's bitch, right? They're always in heat. They always need money to fuck. Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, you're going to need a big bag of money if you want to fuck me. Liars and lunatics always deny the Lord, okay? And if you don't think I'm the Lord, there's a bitch in heat over there asking for money to fucking Rockefeller's hell, and they got the best hotel room in the business, the best cruise lines, and all the best places, and all the best stuff. And Eisenhower isn't feasible if you dry up Lake Michigan, y'all you motherfuckers is dead. Okay? I love you. Peace.